quick scan of the end user license agreement. All seems fair enough. Let's do this.
Brothers.
Welcome to the Plughead review of Rush Brothers, a race-oriented, music-driven platformer from Xyla Entertainment. In a world unconcerned with trivialities such as war and famine, but rather music, and in a beautifully crafted commentary on governmental spin and the misrepresentation of current events by our politically motivated media, the greatest DJ siblings of all time, bass and treble, play the people and remix the past. Though I may have read a little more into the introduction than the developer truly intended. But now there are shadowy forces at work who have managed to bring the brothers back together for a final collaboration, the ultimate result of which will be achieved by having them running and jumping through a series of overly long, confused and lethal hazard-filled levels. And just in case that sounds too easy, they will do so at the mercy of unresponsive controls. The premise for Rush Brothers is interesting. Fast-paced platforming through levels which are in part sculpted by the music being played, and whether that's the default tunes that come with the game or your own music library. Potentially Super Meat Boy meets Audiosurf. In reality, the effect seems to just have the mobile obstacles move in time to the music, but as that doesn't necessarily sync with your own movements, it's ultimately pointless. Plus, when one of my chosen tracks didn't suit the level, the game simply altered the tempo, making the whole exercise somewhat redundant. Fast-paced racing, also not so fast-paced, regularly grinds to a halt as the controls and position required to avoid certain death often conspire against you. And unlike Super Meat Boy, the obvious game to draw a comparison to, the levels stretch on far too long. So rather than a little frustration met with a little more determination, here it's frustration, followed by frustration, followed by frustration, followed by resignation. To a degree, it does help sustain competitive racing in the multiplayer, as the idea of playing each of its 30 levels to such a degree as to know their every intricacy is a level of masochism I expect, and hope is extremely rare. As for level design, it's a real mixed bag. When any significant degree of verticality is added, it encourages exploration. But equally, the pressures of working against the clock and the need to return to the sections for key cards in the form of colour-coded clefs hinders that exploration thanks to the repetition in the platforming graphics themselves. You see, while the backgrounds change and are often vibrant and reactive to the music, the platforms themselves are a repetitive, massive stage rigging inspired geometry, albeit littered with spikes and the derriere jump pads. And while what textures are applied to assist are pleasant enough, in a poor man's knockoff of the Designers Republic kind of way, they don't necessarily help with pathfinding in the manner you may expect, particularly when seeking out the colour-coded clefs as you're retracing steps and you find yourself encountering a guiding chevron but are unsure if it's guiding you towards your current or previous goal. This in turn can make a race result seem more down to respective luck than skill. While the two-player racing is mildly entertaining for a short period, if you choose a suitably horizontal level, Rush Brothers is a nice idea that just doesn't work in practice.